Okay, so when you hear the name Subaru, especially for an SUV, what comes to mind? I mean, for me, it's always been rugged, go anywhere capability.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And standard all-wheel drive, right? It's
Eh.
like Subaru 101 almost across the board.
Exactly. Which is why I was, well, pretty surprised when I started digging into this brand new 2026 Subaru Uncharted. It's an electric SUV, and it seems like it's really set to challenge some of those core Subaru ideas.
It really is charting new territory for them, you could say.
Huh, nice one. So today, the 2026 Subaru Uncharted EV. And that name, Uncharted. It sounds like off-roading adventures.
It does evoke that, yeah. But as we unpack the details from the sources we've looked at, I think you'll see it also points to Subaru themselves heading into unknown territory.
Interesting. So what's our mission here? What are we trying to figure out?
Well, our mission is really to unpack all the fascinating details. We want to explore how this new EV lines up with that traditional Subaru image, but also where it kind of breaks the mold.
Right. And what that actually means for you, the listener, whether you're maybe thinking about buying one or just, curious about where the car world is heading.
Exactly. We'll look at its size. It's a subcompact electric SUV, which is interesting in itself. We'll definitely get into the powertrain choices because that's where some surprises are. And of course, the tech inside.
Okay, let's start with that name again. Uncharted. You mentioned the double meaning. Ruggedness, but also new ground for Subaru.
Precisely. It's clever branding. But what's also key here is that while the name sounds like solo adventure, the Uncharted isn't entirely a solo project for Subaru.
Ah, okay. How so?
It's actually a mechanical twin to the Toyota CHR that was just revealed. They share a lot underneath.
Right, platform sharing. Common these days. And size-wise, you said subcompact.
Yep, it's going to be the smallest EV in their lineup. Think of it maybe as an electric version of the Crosstrek, which is super popular for them.
Okay, got it. Now let's get to the big one. The thing that really made me do a double take when reading about it. Front-wheel drive. Seriously, a front-wheel drive Subaru.
I know, it sounds almost wrong, doesn't it? Apart from the BRZ sports car, which is a totally different beast, this will be the first front-wheel drive Subaru in, well, decades.
That's a massive shift. Why? Why would Subaru, the all-wheel drive company, do that?
It's a really interesting strategic move. The thinking is, this base FWD model is designed to be the price leader, and crucially, the range leader too.
Ah, okay, so hit a lower price point, get more miles per charge, attract maybe a different kind of buyer.
Exactly. It's about making the EV accessible, competing with other entry-level EVs where maybe all-wheel drive isn't the top priority for everyone. It broadens their reach in this really competitive electric market.
Makes sense even if it feels a bit un-Subaru at first glance. So it shares the mechanics with the Toyota CHR. What platform is that?
It rides on the ETNGA platform. That's Toyota's electric platform, the same one under the Toyota BZ4X and the Subaru Solterra, actually.
Okay, so shared bones, but does it look like a Subaru?
Yes, that's key. They share most of the body panels, but Subaru gave the Uncharted its own distinct front and rear styling. It looks quite a bit like the bigger Solterra, actually. Gives it that family resemblance.
And probably some plastic cladding, too? Gotta have the cladding for the Subaru look.
Oh, you bet. A bit of extra black plastic cladding compared to the CHR, just to give it that slightly more rugged vibe we associate with Subaru.
Right, so we know what it is, who it's related to, and why it has that surprising FWD option.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how it actually, goes. What are the powertrain details?
Okay, so that standard FWD version, which they're calling the premium trim, uses a single electric motor. It puts out 221 horsepower, which is pretty decent for a base model in this class.
And Super mentioned this FWD would be in limited quantities.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Seems like they're testing the waters, maybe. Focusing it on buyers who prioritize affordability and range above all else.
And the range on that one, that's the payoff for FWD, right?
Exactly. The estimated range for the FWD Uncharted is impressive. 300 miles on a charge. That's a really strong number for a subcompact EV.
300 miles is definitely compelling. Okay, but what about the Subaru faithful, the ones who do want the all-wheel drive?
Ah, well, they haven't forgotten them. There's an optional all-wheel drive configuration, and this is where the power really jumps up.
Okay, let's hear it.
The AWD setup uses dual motors, one front, one rear, and bumps the total output to a pretty hefty 338 horsepower.
Wow, okay. That's a big difference. Which trims get the AWD?
That'll be available on the Sport and the top-tier GT trim levels.
Right, so more power usually means a bit less range. What's the hit here?
You're right, there's a trade-off. The estimated range for the AWD versions drops slightly, down to 290 miles.
Yeah.
Still very respectable, but not quite the 300 of the FWD.
290 is still pretty good.
Yeah.
And with 338 horsepower, does it feel quick?
Apparently, yes. Subaru is claiming a 0 to 60 time of under 5.0 seconds for the AWD Uncharted.
Under 5 seconds.
Hmm.
In a small Subaru SUV. That's properly quick.
It really is. It shows how EVs are changing the game, even for practical crossovers. It might be a different kind of performance than, say, WRX, but it's definitely engaging.
And does it still have some off-road chops? It's a Subaru after all.
Good question. Yes, the AWD versions will come with Subaru's X-Mode off-road settings, so it should still handle slippery conditions or light trails better than your average EV crossover.
Okay. Now, here's something interesting I noticed. Toyota, with their version, the CHR, they're making AWD standard, right? But Subaru, the AWD brand, is making it optional on the Uncharted. Seems backward somehow.
It does seem counterintuitive, doesn't it? But I think it really circles back to that strategy we talked about.
The pricing and range play for the base model.
Exactly. By making AWD optional, Subaru can offer that really competitive FWD entry point, grab those value-conscious buyers, but still cater to their traditional audience who expect AWD in the higher trims. It gives them more flexibility.
Makes sense. And the battery's the same regardless.
Yet standard across all trims and drivetrains is a 75 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack. That's a pretty good size for this segment, underpinning those solid range figures.
Okay, so performance sounds good, range is competitive. Let's move inside. What's the experience like in the cabin? Is it all Toyota parts bin, or does it feel like a Subaru?
Well, stepping inside, it definitely leans towards tech-forward.
Huh.
The centerpiece is a big, vertically oriented 14.0-inch touchscreen.
14 inches. Wow, that's large for a subcompact.
It is. Plus, you get dual wireless phone charging pads, which is nice. And it's a standard 2-row, 5-seat layout, as you'd expect.
But does it feel like a Subaru inside? Any specific touches?
They've definitely tried to inject some Subaru DNA. You'll notice some distinctive orange trim accents, which is kind of a Subaru EV signature now. And importantly, you can get their optional water-repellent StarTech seat upholstery.
Ah, yes. The durable stuff. Good for messy adventures or, kids.
Exactly. And another unique touch is the steering wheel. It's got this kind of squared-off shape. It definitely stands out.
Okay, so some unique elements. What about standard features versus the upgrades on higher trims?
Standard kit is pretty decent. Heated front seats, a power tailgate, ambient lighting. Those are included on the base model.
Not bad. And moving up to the Sport and GT.
The Sport trim adds things like a heated steering wheel, which is always nice, and a 360-degree camera system, very helpful for parking.
Yeah, those overhead views are great. And the top GT trim, what does that get you?
The GT goes further into luxury territory. You get a panoramic sunroof, bigger 20-inch wheels, ventilated front seats for cooling, and an upgraded premium audio system.
Okay, so a pretty clear step up in features as you go up the trim ladder. Now, the crucial part for any EV charging, how does the Uncharted handle that?
This is actually pretty good news. The Uncharted will come equipped with the NACS port, the North American Charging Standard.
Ah, the Tesla plug, basically.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Which means right out of the box, you'll be able to use Tesla's Supercharger network, which is a huge advantage in terms of convenience and network size.
That's a big plus.
Yeah.
And charging speed, how quickly can it juice up?
Subaru is claiming DC fast charging speeds of up to 150 kilowatts. At that rate, they say it can go from a 10% charge up to 80% in about 30 minutes.
30 minutes for that much range is pretty competitive for this class. Not the absolute fastest out there, but solid.
Yeah, it puts it right in line with competitors like the Hyundai Kona Electric or Kia Niro EV.
Speaking of competitors, let's talk price. Any official numbers yet? Or just speculation?
No official pricing just yet, as the Uncharted is slated to go on sale early next year, so 2025. But the expectation, based on the strategy and competitors.
Right, the FWD base model.
The thinking is that the base FWD premium will likely start somewhere in the low $30,000 range.
Yeah.
That's really key for competing against those models like the Kona EV and Niro EV.
And the AWD versions, the Sport and GT.
Those will naturally climb higher, probably landing in the upper $30,000 to maybe low $40,000 range, depending on the specific trim and options.
Okay, so potentially quite competitive, especially that base model. So wrapping this up, the 2026 Subaru Uncharted. It really does feel like it lives up to the name, doesn't it?
It really does. It's Subaru pushing into genuinely new territory for them. You got the electric powertrain, that really surprising FWD base model challenging their AWD identity.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're trying to keep some of that classic Subaru feel, right? The rugged looks, the optional AWD with decent power and X mode.
Exactly. It's a blend of the familiar and the very new, which kind of leads to a bigger question, I think.
Oh? What's that?
Well, it makes you think, doesn't it?
Mm.
As more of these established traditional car brands like Subaru jump headfirst into EVs, how do they pull off that balancing act?
You mean balancing their old identity, what their loyal fans expect?
Right, balancing that legacy identity and the expectations of their fan base with adopting these totally new electric technologies and, frankly, meeting different consumer demands in the EV space.
Hmm. It's a tough needle to thread.
Mm.
So, what does this Uncharted, with its mix of Subaru tradition and EV pragmatism, tell us? What should you, the listener, be thinking about?
Well, maybe think about what this means for brand loyalty in the electric era. Does a Subaru still feel like a Subaru if it's front-wheel drive and electric?
Hmm.
Or does the badge and the styling and maybe the AWD options still carry enough weight? It's definitely something interesting to watch as this transition unfolds.